gets to a point where you ask, like, if people really need this much explaining to, then are they even worth explaining shit to? You feel me? Whatever you are, your world is yours. Andrew Tate once said something like, once you really get to the top, because you've actually tried your best, done your best, showed up every fucking day, never missed, etc., etc. Once you actually get to the top, you would form an elitist mindset. Why? Because you sit back and ask, why didn't everybody try? Why is everybody so okay with being failures? So you get to the point where it's like, yeah, you only want to get around people who have this attitude in life, which is elite results, superior results. All this explaining, all of this providing motivation, all of this blah blah, you know, it's like talking to retarded children. I swear to God, there's no point in even censoring that shit. It's like talking to retarded kids. Either you're intelligent or you're not intelligent. You have to just look at what you're choosing to be. Why your world is yours. I always say this: the inability to perceive value is the mark of poor intelligence. The inability to perceive value, for example, people who can't perceive opportunity. Opportunity is forever present. You always have the chance to do and be more at the given space that you are at, the given time, place, situation that you are at. If you can't perceive that, you're fucking dumb. Next level, the inability to perceive value. The inability to perceive value, the lack of the ability to perceive value, the incapacity to perceive value is a sign of poor intelligence. Now what does that mean? You don't know what's good for you. You can't perceive what's good for you. And that's the flaw in everybody's reality. How the fuck do you walk in a world where people are obviously doing better than you at the areas that you appreciate and esteem and you value, whether that be fitness, have the physiques that you want, whether that be financial, have the degree of financial freedom and success that you want, whether that be the ability to articulate based on well-versed edification of self. People have the knowledge that you want. People have things that you want, whether that be intangible or tangible or both. Conditions of existence that you want and that you value and that you become a fan of, that you don't have, and you don't recognize that you're not aligned with the process. You're not, like, what the fuck does all this explaining need to have to be done for? Why your world is yours. So we get to the point where we only attract, we only embrace people who realize how stupid the majority really are and are so abhorrently disgusted with how stupid and poor the majority are that they choose to just never be like that. Why your world is yours. All you have to do is focus on not being like the failures. The failures are the greatest examples and demonstrations of what not to be. Their inability to perceive what's valuable, their inability to determine and discern what is good for them is their downfall. Whatever your world is yours, I ain't never been like that. At worst, I was the type of individual, which is even worse than the person who can't even see shit. I was the individual who knew what was good for them and did the opposite, did the latter, did the alternative, which is a special kind of low intelligence defined as stupidity. Low intelligence is one thing, stupidity is another. To know what's good for you and to not do what's good for you and to do what you know is not good for you is called stupid. Why your world is yours. Consider the vibrations raised. You don't need more explanation. You don't need more fucking intellectual bullshit. You don't need none of that shit. I don't even know why the fuck you keep watching me. Like, I always ask myself, for all the people who provide views, who provide likes, who provide comments, who, you know, agree with this shit but don't be with this shit, you do recognize that we're looking at you like a fucking pussy, like a fucking fan, like a fucking weirdo who sits back and is, but at the same time is just watching other motherfuckers live the life that they want. I ain't never been like that, you feel me? So my type of people are the people who, you know, see what they want to be, see what they want to have, and most importantly, see what they need to do and see what they need to give in this life. It's never been, all right, I'm gonna get the most, I'm gonna go and obtain the most. It's never been about that. The main focus was, I have to give what I have to give. I've been blessed with talent, I've been blessed with vision, and we all have been blessed with talent and blessed with vision. Thing is, you keep denying yourself and shortchanging your vision and what you know you want to give the world, and play the safer route where there's more validation to be found and there's more social acceptance potentially to be found, or more secure prospective social acceptance. Because once you dial into yourself, you run the risk of not being accepted by the masses. You run the risk of not being accepted by people. You run the risk, quote unquote, of being scrutinized. You open yourself and subject yourself to truly being criticized, you know, and that's why a lot of y'all are fucking living whack ass lives, because y'all are afraid to open yourselves to criticism. But everybody was just, I don't give a fuck. At the end of the day, I'm good by myself. So I don't really give a fuck who agrees with me, who doesn't agree with me. And that's where the power truly comes in, right? The power truly comes in the ability to be yourself, say what you want to say, stand on your convictions, and ride for who you actually are, and live your full truth, and not be afraid of deprivation, because all of you are afraid that you're gonna lose your jobs and you're gonna not have money and you're gonna not have food. But when you're valuable to the fucking universe, when you're valuable to Earth, when you're valuable to your community, when you're a valuable person, like I said today, if you're a VVP, there's very valuable people. I don't do MVP. MVP is whoever you think is the best, bro. But nevertheless, there are extremely valuable people, very valuable people, VVPs, and very useless people, VUPs. All you got to do is be a very valuable person. You know, most of you have very poor thinking skills, and you complicate your existence, and that's why I come into the picture. I get results. I don't give a fuck about shit. You know, the best thing about life is that you can shut the fuck up and get so much done that at this point in my life, I don't even like talking. That's why I'm at the point where I'm like, why the fuck do I need to explain all of this shit to people? You know, fundamentally, you know, my vision is bigger than just being some type of online coach or like, you know, getting people in shape and, you know, like that. My vision is so fucking huge. Motherfuckers can't even fathom the direction that we're moving in. You know, so right now we're more or less in between missions. You know, we got to handle some business in Cairo. You know what I'm saying? And we probably gonna handle some business elsewhere. You know, just popped out from Spain, handling business out there. There's a lot of, you know, documents and a lot of videos that will surface eventually, you know, but for right now, you know, just sitting in the pocket. There's never any rush outside of the being and becoming that is necessary in the moment. We never miss on the workout. We never miss on the wake up. We never miss on the 444 post. We never stop being ourselves. So in a world where people are avaricious and rushing to the money, even though they suck as people, you know, we're not concerned primarily with the money more than we're focused on becoming such a VVP that it's massive outpour of value into the world. Anyway, most of you are afraid to say what you want to say, be what you want to be, because you perceive on the opposite end of that people leaving you to yourself and you being alone and you being deprived, and I don't give a fuck. I can't lose. Like, and once you really get into that space, then you're really free. So I'll say whatever the fuck I want to say. Most of you won't even say what you want to say. You won't say it how you want to say it because you perceive in the future that, you know, you're going to lose some type of opportunity. You're moving in scarcity. We're moving in authenticity, two different vibrations. Whatever why your world is yours. So, you know, so many different messages to be taken from this. At the end of the day, shut the fuck up and do the work. You know, everybody who's not what they want to be, everybody who's low level in this life is just playing massive defense, who's playing massive selfishness, who is, you know, just being a low level cunt. And that shit is unacceptable. You know, if you have any piece of your body, any piece of your soul, any piece of your mind that's okay with being less, then that's exactly what you're gonna be. You know, others of us, we're just intolerant and we will not settle for less. And I don't give a fuck if you feel a way about it, if they feel a way about it. You know, you can be less if the fuck you want. You know, being around me, you're gonna be forced to grow, or you're gonna be so uncomfortable that you're gonna have to seek distance from me. And that's just what it is. And you're going to have to render yourself in an inferior existence. Whatever you are, your world is yours. Consider the vibrations raised. Point number one, the inability to perceive value is a sign of poor intelligence. Point number two, if you know what's good for you and you don't do what's good for you and you do what's not good for you, your definition of you is stupid. The definition of what that is stupid. So one, inability to perceive value is poor intelligence. Ability to perceive value, or AKA what's good for you, and then to do the opposite, or not to do what's good for you, is called stupid, right? Because you know better, but you don't do better, so you're actually stupid. And, you know, 3, you know, at this point where it's like, if you was really doing your best, you'd be your best, you know? So, I don't know. I'm at the point where I don't want to talk. Like, all of these talking videos, and I'm so powerful at this shit, but I don't want to talk. I don't. The explanations. Explanations. Demonstrations. Explanations? You really need to be explained to? That's you wasting other people's time. Whatever you are, your world is yours. My people, we just want the best, and we're not even questioning this shit. You motherfuckers is questioning this shit. Like, well, what's the point of being sober? Oh God, what's the point of being alive if you're gonna be something you don't want to be and live an inferior existence? Tell me that. Consider the vibrations raised. Evolution only solution, self-mastery only success. And higher than motherfucker, you know, swagging with the henna, and we just keep evolving. Consider the vibrations raised.